What's going on, everyone? Squire here, and we're with...
Yeah, it's me, Ash. I'm the one playing there.
The one who just rolled the dice, or the one who's picked up? No.
Yeah.
He's,
I
yep.
get a 5 and didn't win a single die roll that night. Bleeding hell. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
did I? Can't remember. Did I win round 1? The dice roll, or
I
was it?
don't remember.
Because you had me against the kid.
Yeah, well, we're a new player. We call him a new player. But yeah, it's...
Yeah.
Me and Reese had a chat about that one, and we just said about like the new player. He did some okay plays, but there were some that were like, you need to don't just send them straight to the grave. Make sure to activate. Anyways, so as we know, you're also part of Team Orion.
Oh, yes.
So
For a while now, actually. Happy about that.
which is understandable. You are a really good player. I mean, our games have been absolutely really we had to think. And that's why I enjoy playing against you. So, we've got here ice barriers. You've known ice barriers for a bit. Can you tell us exactly
my first love.
go for the game and see what he's done and what he could have done and all that?
Considering what he's doing now, he won the dice roll. He did Revealer to get George, pitching Mirror Image. That is one of the best things to do. He's made Lancey right away to protect himself from Nibiru, because if he gets nibbed, he just gets to summon out Trisha.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just see what's happened there. You still there?
Is it just me?
Oh,
there we go.
There we are. Back to where it was.
Sorry,
now.
The video froze me, and it stopped when he got the tokens out.
Yeah, well, he went into... So just to get to where we were up to, he did call a dragon and gone into Ravenous.
Ravenous Crocodile. Yeah, Ravenous Croc. Same thing.
Yeah,
Ravenous Croc, discard 2 cards, targets a card in the field, destroys it, and for every card in your hand, it's got an extra 500. Look, and did it get back to... And Af tried to fool her, but Ash Blossom, of course. Is it me? Did I draw for turn, or is it still his?
I think you've drawn for turn.
Yeah, because I know how much of a pain in the backside this field is. I decided to just go for the slow game and go, right, I know for a fact how Typhon can really screw this board up, because it just means Lancey can't activate, and because Ravenous's attack is so big, it can't activate either. Yeah. So the Lurie was the weakest card in my hand, and this was a major misplay from me, because I should have anticipated the Imperm, which stops me from removing it, which means his Lancea and his Crocosaur can activate on this turn. It also means I can use 3,000 attack monsters, which I play about 3. But this is the main reason why I should have waited, because I have Treasure, which can immediately on activation set an Apophis spell trap card from the deck. He let it go through, which I wouldn't have, because I would have just immediately destroyed it with Ravenous. So it sets Serpent, and because I have either a trap or another 2 set cards on the field, I can just search for a monster every turn, and that will come extremely in handy during the rest of these games. But he decided not to, and I just get really confused, and I didn't want to risk him destroying it, because he let it go through. So I did not search with the treasure, which right now is also a Temple of the Kings. And here we see that, and he destroys my Typhon specifically because if he doesn't, his Lancea doesn't work, and his Ravenous doesn't work either.
That's fair.
But yeah, then you've got Apophis the Serpent in my back row. I generally don't remember what I have set. I think it might be a Metal Tronus, although I don't recall off the top of my head. Revealer, always good, especially when your discard cost is either a discard or the replacement effect of the other one in graveyard. So
here he's activating the truck. Go on.
allow me to set. This also lets me set another Apophis trap that can be activated on the same turn. Here Swamp Deity. I specifically did this so I could stop her. Because if she gets another tuner, she can make another synchro, and that can never be good in my book. But as we can see, he has Super Poly, and immediately use Crocosaur to pop. Destroys that, so there's no negate. So I get to set. The Revealer will resolve. Summon either Georgius or it's always Georgius. Let's be honest. It could go for Hex. It could go for the level 2. But because it was summoned, it can summon back any level 5 or lower Ice Barrier from hand or graveyard. So it could be anything. And because I special summoned, they can now summon anything from anywhere but banishment with Lancia. And anyone who's ever played against Ice Barrier knows exactly what this is. It goes straight for the general. Meaning that if I want to resolve any monster effect on my board, I have to discard a card. Otherwise, it's negated.
Okay, so he's looking through the graveyard just to see what it's got. And at this point, you're thinking what to activate, correct? When to activate, or... Nope, he's going for the level 2 Ice Barrier. Oh, there's the level 6. Isn't that the one you play in the main deck?
There we go.
Oh, welcome back. Right, so
Sorry about that. For some reason, my internet's not the greatest.
No, if it
pulls level 2 to make Dragite because it's a spell and trap to search.
And because it's got waters in the grave, it's now alive for negation.
Yeah, I was against one of my mates and he made this, and I thought, oh, lovely. I can deal with this now because he got rid of his one Crystron monster and his one Crystron in the grave, so I could negate his Dragite. But actually, here's what you're going to see. The biggest problem that's going to happen right now is, obviously, we have Bahamut Shark. I could negate this with Apophis, and I was debating it. But there's also the problem of I can't really... Oh, no, I did do it, didn't I?
Yep,
but you tried to negate it, and Metal Tronus. Take a guess on what I'm going to summon off of this before it summons. It's not a water monster.
One of the new Odions?
No, believe me, I wish I could. Half of them can't be summoned. But, nope.
Lord!
This deck is Lord of the Heavenly Prison. It's a rock 3000 attack. Just the same as Dragite.
With a good effect to negate.
I negate that, and I negate that.
With a lovely protection effect in hand.
It, not in this game.
Oh.
But do you know the biggest problem with this field right now?
Go on.
Is actually the Ice Barrier he's just searched. So now that Bahamut's there, he's asking about my attack, and he's also checking, can he still attack even though its effect was negated? And I said, yes, you can, because it was a full stop after the effect. So we both agreed that, yes, it can attack. even though its effect was negated, it didn't summon anything.
Mm.
I could be wrong. You're the judge here, but that's how we ruled it at the time.
Let me just have a
So
look
right
at it.
now, you can see. Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
No, keep going. I'm gonna have a look at the effect.
No worries. The Georges is actually also another issue, but right now, because he has no other ice barriers, it's not active. Usually, it would stop me from using any monster effects in graveyard. So that is actually going to be a problem in the turn that I'm going to be playing, because he's going to wipe all my apotheoses. I'm going to search for the original embodiment. I'll take 3,000 damage, so I'm at 5k. This was the first damage any of us dealt to each other, and God, does it take a while to get to the end of this.
Also, yes, you are correct. I've read Bahamut Shark, and yes, it can attack if its effects are negated.
Yeah, that's good.
Because the attack
Because here,
restriction is
I
separate
am
from the summoning effect.
extremely. Here you go. Yeah, it's fine. No worries. It's only because of the full stop, so I just thought, yeah, that's got to be how that works. If it isn't, then I'm happy to be wrong. But every time you see me checking in my graveyard, you can see me checking for very specific things, which is usually 3 different trap names. And here, I'm going to show you why the field spell is broken, because its search effect is not a hard once per turn. It is a soft one. The only hard once per turn in this is me activating the card. So if one's already active, I can search for a monster like Last Judge, which searches for Man with the Mark, and also can resummon himself. Then the other effect of the temple, just let me go, all right then, I'll set a card to immediately activate to set another apophis from deck, which the Anubis just recycles for you. It's a self-contained loop as long as you can get it going. And here is where I abuse it, because I know for a fact I have to deal with a General Raiho, and I cannot attack it. The best way to get around it is to summon a monster and then do it. But this was one of my decent plays, which was tracked, as I needed something. You can see Lurie I already used, so I'm not going to go tracked for Lurie special. Here, I just wanted an engraver, because I could special it by shuffling Lurie back. So we put that back, we special it, and then we see, I check if my opponent wants to do it, and he does, which he goes immediately for General Raiho. Because that's the best card to go for in this scenario. Right now, in case anyone's wondering, the Dragite cannot be activated because the Dragite is permanently negated thanks to the Meltronus. He can use Lancia again, but he doesn't have any space for it. I'm currently under General Raiho, where I'm pitching a trap to resolve the effect. Fun fact, if a card's negated, you can still pay the cost. You don't have to, but you can. It's a really neat interaction with General Raiho. No one abuses it. I should have, but I didn't. Georges, I'm completely locked out of monster effects in the grave, so if anyone's asking why I can't just use Requiem on the engraver, and then Requiem onto engraver, and then send the problem, can't, as I cannot activate Requiem's effect due to there being 2 ice barriers. The Ravenous Croc cannot activate at all. He's 1,000 attack and defense because he has no cards in hand, and he has a set ice barrier. So I can't just crash into something to take it off the board. So yeah, this board, it may not look powerful, but by God, it is. And this is where I'm trying to figure out my plays, and where I'm just telling my opponent, I'm going to shuffle back 2 traps with different names, because I have 3 traps, at least 3 with different names. And I couldn't decide, should I shuffle back in a Swamp Deity, because I only played 2 now. So I've got both engraved, so I know one's going. I just need to figure out, do I put the Serpent back? Then I realised there's only 1 in there already. I also sent Apophis. And the reason I can summon my Anubis, even under the Georges, is because Anubis's effect is not a activated effect. it is a Diabellstar kind of effect or an Infernoid kind of effect, where you just do the thing and then bring it out. Or in Squire's case, Rainbow Dragon. You have 7 in grave or there, special summon it. You want to summon out the fusion? And you just do it and then you get it. That is how Anubis works.
That's fair. I was having a look online at Odion, and it seemed really interesting.
Yeah, if you haven't got your Anubises, good luck. They're now 20 quid a copy. At least that's when I last checked.
Yeah.
So we just bought out all the Ultra Anubises. It's cheaper to buy the secrets than just the Anubis. Couldn't tell you why. And here you can see me just standing waiting. It's not because I'm waiting for my opponent. I'm genuinely trying to figure out how I crack this board. Because there's so many different things I can do. Because again, 2 cards are non-issue. 3 cards on this board are a non-issue. The Lancia is for now, but as soon as one gets removed, that's it. Then it can just do it again. But right now, the biggest problem is General Raho and Georges. And the Ice Barrier, weirdly enough. Because if you can see, I have the Anubis and it has 3000 attack. I could just crash immediately straight into his George so I could do effects. But because of that Ice Barrier, it'll permanently negate his effects. And it's just, my monster will die and I'll take 2000. And this is where I show it off. Because I had already had a treasure. So now I get to just set an Apophis a Serpent, and then treasure will let me search for another monster, which I believe I go for another Judge, because Judge's summon is also not a once per turn. So if you have 3 traps in about 6 traps in your graveyard, and they all got, and there's 2 of each card, you can just send them back in. So if this goes through, I believe, yep, Judge. Because I know during one of these turns, I think I cycled through 2 Judges in the same turn. Can't remember if it was this one. Normal summon man effect to search by ditching the Anubis. Getting myself Temple of the Kings because I'd rather not go into circuit right now. This allowed me to activate 1 trap on the same turn. The other effect doesn't matter because I'm not playing the original circuit. I get to summon my Apophis Serpent. Fun fact, all effects that activate are trap cards. So General Raho does not make me discard just to resolve these effects. Yeah, then we have Apophis, the Swamp Deity. And this was my out. Because now I can summon it, and now I negate the General Raho. So now I don't have to pay for any more effects, and that's fine with me. So then I just combine them into the fusion, which can be itself if you wanted to. And it allows me to just set 2 traps back from my graveyard. But first I'm going to get my embodiment, which gives me more traps just in general. This is where I said I could have paid the cost, because General Raho's effect doesn't immediately activate. It still gives you the option. So I could have done a monster effect, pitched my trap, and then gotten another Anubis from my graveyard. I didn't, because I realized that at the end of the turn. So I'll set my 2 snakes again, so that I have a negation on my opponent's turn. And if I activate a trap, I can just destroy something. Here I go for... Who do we go for here? Yeah, we go straight for the Desiree line, because now we have enough Light Fiends. I'm never going to activate any effects in grave because of Georges, so let's just make a Desiree. Then Desiree can negate the Georges, in which case then I can Agnum Day. I'm not sure if I do that, though. I should do, because that would be the smart player. But the problem is sending a card to the graveyard's not good. Just moving that away. Oh, right, yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I did its effect. Because we got that negated already. You're negated. And then just immediately equipped it, because there was no point to go into it. Oh no. Oh no, I had to equip it to do the negation. Which means I had to do the effect, otherwise Desiree Send literally didn't do anything. So we negated Georges, so the entire board is dealt with effectively. But that ice barrier is still the issue. I can't attack anything except for the Ravenous. So we give up the Desiree, because we already have one in the back row, which is the Swarm Deity. Just commit. Can't really change. I've already committed. We go to Silhouette Rabbit. And because George is negated now, you can do Desiree's effect, shuffling sequence back to then send to the grave, I assume, the Ice Sparrow, because that's what I would do. That is the biggest threat on the board, oddly enough. And then Silhouette Rabbit should set from deck. Yep, that should do. Then I go for Statue Anguish pattern. It's essentially Detonator, which, my god. Gotta love Odion decks. They are essentially our Fiendsmith Rice Seal, if you look at their continuous traps. But yeah, currently I've dealt with all this. I've not attacked yet. I can't deal with the Lancia, so you just don't.
Okay, so yeah, it's a tricky board. Oh, there's the attack from you. And now's the set card. And obviously we'll be taking damage. And now you've moved the dice to Dragite. Can you tell us exactly what happened there? Welcome back. Oh,
yeah,
no, don't worry about it. So yeah, the dice moved from one ice barrier to Dragite.
Yeah, we were just representing that so what is permanently negated.
Fair enough. Okay. Right, so we need to talk about the shuffling to the ice barrier player. Nothing major, like we're not gonna have a go, but when you're shuffling, try to rotate the deck a bit. And up here comes Super Polly. Takes away his own monsters for
Mud Dragon of the Swamp.
Okay.
Amazing. Because of that, I cannot target any of his cards.
Good gameplay there. Good gameplay. Oh, and there's the Statue Anguish. Used to play that in a Uria deck I used to have.
Fun fact, Uriah is level 10, so you could actually play Odion Uriah if you wanted to.
Light bulb. I mean, I'll have a look at it probably after, because I know I've got ice hockey later, but I will have a look at it at some point, because I will actually build something funny for that. Okay, so you've got yourself the other trap, Odion trap. That's one of the new ones, obviously. There's one of the originals. I'm pretty sure we saw that in the first round.
Yeah, the original embodiment of the Apophis.
Yeah. I think I still got 3 of them.
Good on you, you only need one for Odion now.
Oh, that's alright then. I mean, I could just build them on Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro on my phone. Okay, so let's see where he's going with this one. So, up there, totally awesome. But have you noticed about the name on it? Notice the name on it? So, if anybody wants to know the name of Totally Awesome, check its other name, which is I think it's French.
Yeah, I believe it was a French one. Could not remember. All I
Yeah.
know is I know what it does, so I never had to read it.
Oh, we don't care about
screen
reading it. What we care about is its name. Its name's just the best.
Yeah, could you load up the video again, please, mate?
Hang on.
No worries. Perfect.
That's the wrong one.
Nah, you daft bugger.
Right, there we go. You're sorted.
Perfect. Ah, yes. I can explain to cards.
So yeah, we've got Mud Dragon,
because
Bahamut.
It was one hell of a chain link.
Yeah. About like what? How many chain links are we talking?
Yeah, but at the same time, it wasn't that bad. Okay, so it'd be one Apophis. Be I think it'd be about chain link 5.
Oh.
Just explaining to him that the negation off of embodiment did not destroy it. I was just negating it.
Yeah.
And I had to negate the general, otherwise my statue wouldn't work. Because my statue is considered an effect monster. So I had to negate that even if I didn't want to. He stole my snake. Evil bugger. Leave my snakes alone. And he goes and makes this for level 10. And this is where I make a play. Because Ice Barrier generally do not play more than 2 copies of Georges. I'm here on the read just going, if I activate this trap, which, if I remember correctly, is Apophis the Serpent, then I can immediately get rid of his Georges, which will get him off of Toon access, so he's left with General Raiho and Revealer. With my set snake, he's left with a negated Raiho, a negated... Oh no, he did use it for a supply, didn't he, for that? So yeah, so basically half his board's negated. But I can also pop his monster so he doesn't go into something like either Cheng Ying or into Ashjid Gimia. Yeah, now I've got all these. Now I'm trying to figure out, is there actually any plays you can do? And asking me for the stats again, which Swamp Deity is 22, Statue's 25, and both others.
and the other 2 snakes are 18 defense. Weirdly enough, these snakes all have an extra 200 on their defense compared to the attack. Because you got 16 and 18, and you got 2,000 and 22. So couldn't tell you why. It just is. Attacks my Silver Hat Rabbit, doesn't die. I take 200 damage. And we still have a field spell on the field, boys, so which means we get 2 monster searches for General's effect.
Yeah, by the way, a little trivia
I
for
believe
everyone.
also he was asking.
Go on.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say,
No,
little
it's fine. I was
trivia.
just explaining that the Silver Hat couldn't be shot by battle.
Yeah, a little trivia. This is still game 1. That's for the audience.
Yep. Aspari and Odion grind.
Alright, so let's see where we're up to now. So still game 1, and he's got 6 monsters on his side, card in hand, and this is where you're gonna start seeing about how we can break this board or take him out. So I'm curious on this, how this is gonna work.
Yep, I was basically just going, here you go. Time for some crap gaming. Just showing off that Anubis' effect is summoning condition is not once per turn. And he didn't believe it until he saw me do it. Like, oh no.
Okay, so discarding the Machami, or getting rid of it in some way, and see a field spell. That's the same field spell which you just don't need to react to. You just show it, go, I'm just reactivating it. So what I love about Odion is that you think you've got a decent board, but the fact that it can just survive enough and then be like, it's like a wait for the weakness and then exploit it. So, we're setting the trap. Well, we're activating the trap, become a monster, because as we know, Odion's deck was built on that. Trap cards that become monsters.
Yep. Just trap cards in general. Because the man didn't play more than, 2 monsters? His entire deck.
Yeah.
And even then, one of them was there not against his will because he didn't play Raw.
No, I think Raw had problems with him at the time. Or Raw.
To use Anubis' recycle ult.
Yeah, Raw, don't have a fake copy of me.
It's fine, have a
I've
fake
just
copy, it's
shuffled
okay.
basically everything to get them all back again.
Yeah.
And the fact that almost all of these don't activate or just send or aren't monsters in general makes it so much perfect against Asperger, because you can see they're trying their best, but they can't stun me too much.
No, there's just so much gas that Odion's got that just like, you know, it's like you either take them out, but they'll just come back, and it's good because the theme is it's like Egyptian warriors that are like just revive themselves, or in this case go somewhere and then come back another way.
Yeah, avatars of Egyptian deities. Avatars never usually just die. They just wait and keep going. But as you can see here, I've got access to the Beansmith. And one thing you'll notice here is I was considering going into sequence until I remembered, wait a minute, what's the point of that? My fusion's already there. Oh wait, no, I was thinking of going to Agnum Day, and then I remembered, wait a minute, why do I need to use my monster, my trap? Because Silhat has been on the field for at least one full turn, so me using its effect, it can be used as link material now. So I go straight to Desiree. So now I've got Desiree back with an equipped Agnum Day, so now it's got three negates essentially, and with an extra 80, extra 1800 attack on top, making about 46. Yeah, 46. So now it's stronger than Lancia. But there's no point ever getting rid of Lancia unless you can stop it from activating. Pardon me. Meanwhile, we just get more snakes. As you can see, board disappeared. Now it's back again.
What I love about, like I said, it's what I love about Odion. It's just like, it's, as you said, avatars of deities. So they're like, what? They're dead? No, they're not. They just wait.
Yeah. Have you know the thing about the Egyptian pantheon afterlife is it's full of snakes. For some reason, there's just loads of snakes in the afterlife.
Yeah.
Yeah, my first damage, getting rid of his monster, so now I can target all his stuff. End up killing the general because he's still a pain. We've got 2000 attack going for the Georges, so we can crash them out, as I need the space. Then we kill the Revealer with the Desiree, doing a lot of damage. He can't use my card at all, even while it's set, because it's Earth, so he can't do anything with it. Aside from maybe make an SP Little Knight. But if he did, he'd have to give up his Lancia for it, because he'd put it in the extra monster zone. The only mistake I'd say he did at the first turn was he put Lancia in the extra monster zone. He should have put the Crocosaur there. That way he would have had a free extra monster zone for any Link players he wanted to do. That's the only mistake I never see him really do. He did control my field really well. As you can see, I had to think multiple times because I know exactly what all of it does and I'm not falling into its pitfalls.
Yeah, which is something I say to players. Which I say to a lot of players: if you lose to someone that's good and you're new, or in this case you're starting to get better or something, if you make the opponent think, I say take that with you as well, because it made you think, right,
yeah.
Now I've got to think, how am I going to get around this?
Yeah, here's me checking for Espelona, and honestly, probably should have just picked anything else, but I just couldn't think of a decent target, so I just went, you know what, I'll just banish the general. You'll see why that wasn't the best thing, but at the same time, it doesn't matter, really. It was just more of an extra benefit.
Yep.
And then we just equip another monster onto the Desiree, and that's got essentially 4 targeted negations. With an extra 600 on top as well, so it's got the natural... So it's got 6 plus 18, 24 plus 28 is 52. 52, yeah. So my Desiree currently sitting at 52 attack, and Anubis with 3000. SP Little Knight just sitting there, just waiting. Flips up my Serpent. Because that I shouldn't have allowed. Because he can use its effect if I do. Any bad traps now. But with him activating the Ice Barrier medallion to search for any Ice Barrier monster, yay, not one for turn rotor. First time seeing it, and I thought that was extremely strange. I use SP to just get it out of the way and banish the serpent. Correct me if I'm wrong. Does it go back to him or to me? Because he got it off of Toad.
That's the thing. I'm thinking.
Either way, it doesn't matter.
It depends. If it's like with creature swap, when you swap it, it's technically yours. But if you have something like change of heart and you do it, it goes back to them.
Yeah, because it was taken off of Totally Awesome. So I would assume it just goes back to... Because I believe I had this with a judge once before where it said, oh yeah, whose card is it? Oh, it's his. Okay, so it's his card, so he gets it back. Because it's temporarily banished, but it was set off of a different card, so I really don't know. That ruling is just weird.
Yeah,
yeah,
I just need to...
for Hexa. Yeah, go on.
I'm going to check that creates a swap, and then I'm going to check Totally Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, here I was telling him, you can't be summoning Georges with this, because I know Icefire doesn't play more than 2. So he proved me right, he was going for a Hexa. So he dumps the Mirror Mage with it, and Mirror Mage added back the bloody General to his hands. So I'm stuck with that. And here, he realised he could not make a level 6 Synchro, because his Hexa is now level 2, because he had already used it in his first turn. It just went that long that he forgot about it. Now he's just going to go destroy him. He's going to crash into the Desiree himself to activate the effect of Lancia, so he's going to preemptively do it. But before the attack, I believe I was trying to think of something. Or was he? Oh, wait, no. Oh, no, he was asking about all the attack stats. Because of the Hexa, my monster is down by an extra 500 attack and defense. But I let it go through. So he attacks that, he goes down. And now he can summon out Trishula. And as much as I would love to negate that, I can't, because it's in the damage step. And Desiree negates effects. And he decides to go for both monsters and my field spell. It's not the smartest move in the world, but it's not the worst thing to happen to me. I also realized my link shouldn't be there. Then I just go, right, I'll take the first attack because it's 17. I know my monsters get debuffed, so I don't want to lose my snake. And then as soon as he goes for that, tribute this, effect to that, search for the original embodiment, get a swamp deity. I'm just going to keep doing this again and again and again. Trap cards, baby. And that's where he just scoops it up, because that's it. He knows he doesn't have anything else. And there's a Fenrir for the next turn. She's like, yep, that's good for me.
But that was a very long game.
Yeah, he was looking at me going, I don't know how you did that, and how would it take this long, and I don't have any burn cards. So he actually just said, nope, it's yours. I can't deal with it. Because that's why I was looking at this going, if I can win this game, I know I have won. I just needed to go through it all. Didn't see Fenrir once, aside from the end, but whatever.
Yeah, so is this where you just...
And that was one of the funnest games I've had against Last Barrier, because I just defeated him.
Yeah, you didn't go game 2, did you?
No, with only a minute left, and he had no life point gain or burn, so he just actively went, nah, because it'll just go straight. Because as soon as we finish siding, and he starts doing his turn, it'll just be a draw right away anyway, and then I'll get the win because I already had one win. That's why we were just chatting at this point. We just decided, you know what? I'll explain what he did, and he made a few mistakes, but that just telling the ice barrier was actually a problem because your board was perfect. He just couldn't deal with all the recycling, and he had no recyclability either.
Yeah, so it was a pretty good game to watch, and I really enjoyed watching this, especially learning how the game went. But yeah, thanks a lot for being part of this, Ash. I will.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll get on to editing it, and then we'll get it on to Team Orion's YouTube channel, which, if you haven't already, hit that like, make a comment, leave a subscribe, and of course, check out the link in the description below, which will take you to Gecko Cards. And if you do get some purchases, such as sleeves, etc., use the code Orion5 at the checkout. You'll get 5% off of all your purchases. So, I will catch you all very, very soon.